Niramala Nishapa Mama Nirakula Niramala Nishapa Mama Hirde Kiye Abhilashama Hirde Kiye Abhilashama Vahe Manas Prema Rasadhar Rasadhar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Vahe Manas Prema Rasadhar Rasadhar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Agyani Pandita Banane Mane Bujhte Deepak Jala Diye Ki Mamata Ki Bochar Bochar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Mamata Ki Bochar Bochar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Mane soi shanti jagai hai Amrit ki dhar bahai hai Dhar diya Vedan sasar sasar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Dhar diya Vedan sasar sasar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Mahasharana Charana Rajapai hai Kata Bicha Macha Visamai hai Kara diya Vedan udhar udhar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Kara diya udhar udhar Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani Ki Jaya Bole Ashta Bhavani शुभ संदेश बताना है,
शुभ संदेश बताना है।
करे प्रतिज्ञा नर नारी, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, करे प्रतिज्ञा नर नारी, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की। निरगुण निरमल निशपापमा,
निरगुण निरमल निष्पापमा,
हे हृदय किए अभिलाषमा,
हे हृदय अभिलाषमा,
वहे मनस प्रेम रसदार, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, मनस प्रेम रसदार, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की,
जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की,
ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले
अष्ट भवानी की,
ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले
अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की,
ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, जय बोले
अष्ट भवानी की,
जय बोले
अष्ट भवानी की,
ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, ओ जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की, 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 जय बोले
अष्ट भवानी की,
जय बोले अष्ट भवानी की।
Hello everyone, welcome to another musical program with meditation. And wherever you all are, I would like to say first Jai Shri Mataji, good evening and good morning wherever you all are. And thank you so much for waiting. And as usual, we like to wait for everyone that we can have the same joy with collective way and when everyone is together. So thank you so much for waiting. Today, again, I'm so excited. We all are so excited, actually, to introduce one of the Sahaja Yogi brothers from Australia. Yes, Australia. We never been in Australia together before. This is the first time one Sahaja Yogi who lives in Australia, Michel Huet, is a French yogi and he lives in Australia, and we would like to welcome him right now. Michel, good afternoon.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, how are you?
I'm very well, very happy to be with you.
We are too, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And so we really look forward to, first, of course, to have meditation with you. You will be leading the meditation today, and we always request from our guest yogi. So, of course, the next one, we will be, of course, whenever you are ready, we would love to hear your own Sahaja experience with many different memories and, of course, with the pictures and the videos. Before that, of course, I would like to add more thing about John Michel. He's actually Sahaja yogi since 1984. And he is percussionist, and he plays many different percussion instruments. And we will see in the program after the meditation. And he has many different beautiful experience himself, of course. Another thing is in person with Shumataji that he would like to share with us today. And so we look forward to have this conversation after the meditation. So John Michel, so whenever you are ready, we can start meditation.
Okay.
And I would like to hand over to you right now.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. So as everybody, you must already know all the protocol of Sahaja Yoga and how we process the meditation. So we always start with the bandhan, so we will do that. We raise our Kundalini. So we, as we do, we start by relaxing inside ourselves. We sit comfortably. We can close our eyes, and we can place our both hands towards the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth is connected to all our chakras. It is her who gives us everything to sustain ourselves inside and outside. So we keep our attention on Mother Earth. Then we put our attention on our first chakra, the Muladhara chakra. And we're going to say the mantra of Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Sri Ganesha is God Almighty. And God Almighty is Sri Ganesha. The whole creation expresses the love of Sri Ganesha. So we put our attention on the love of God in everything, in the nature. We put our attention on the love of God in all human beings. without thinking. We just relax. We just relax. God Almighty, please put your love in my heart. Sri Mataji, please put your love in my heart. We just relax. We don't put any effort. We put our attention on the essence of our chakras, the creativity, the generosity, the joy, the beauty, the forgiveness, our love for others. This is the reality in our chakras. So we can sit straight, bring back our chin inward to straighten the neck, and put our attention just above the head. Keeping our full attention on God Almighty in our first chakra. Mother, I love you. Father, I love you. Now we take a deep breath and hold it. And release. Take another deep breath and hold it. And release. And we just relax. We let our attention be free with no pressure. Mother, I don't do anything. You do everything. Sri Mataji's feet have touched the earth. And this is the most auspicious thing. When she touched the earth, she protected all of us, all the seekers, all the angels, the whole creation. We're going to place our right hand on the heart and just say a few times, I am the spirit. I am nothing but the spirit. I am the child of God Almighty. I am a realized soul. I am one with Sri Ganesha. We're going to say Sri Ganesha mantra another time from the heart. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Now we put our hand on the forehead. Without thinking. We're going to say the mantra to Sri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Sri Jesus Mary. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Jesus Mary Sakshat Sri Adi Shakti Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. We can slowly bring down our hand on the lap. Now we're going to look inside ourselves very honestly, without thinking. Where is my attention? Where is my attention? We're going to raise our left hand, bending the elbow and the hand facing backward. And we just relax without doing anything. I am not the past, not the future. I am not the ego, not the conditionings. I am pure spirit. I am mother's child. Pure spirit. Mother, please forgive me for any mistake in my attention, any confusion in my attention. Please let me enjoy your love, your beauty. Please let me be one with you completely. We're going to offer the third mantra of the Sahasrara. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Kalki Sakshat Sri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Okay, So now we're going to finish our meditation. We can, if you like, we can raise our Kundalini again. And do our bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. It was so nice meditation, John Michel. You brought so much silence with the praise and with the affirmations, and when you let us to say the mantras, with lots of depth and the silence more. It was beautiful meditation, John Michel. Thank you so much.
Who are the musicians who played before?
Yes, they play before. They live in North Part. They live in Seattle. They are brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful music.
It is, yeah.
Very beautiful. Very meditative.
Yes, they are amazing. They are so young, yogis, but the depth what they have within, and the recognition of the supreme power, the God Almighty, not only in their music, in their knowledge, and in their meditation. They also let them us to lead the meditation, and it was so wonderful.
What do you know their names?
Yes, Nirmal and Rishi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, they are brothers. So let's ask everyone, how did everyone feel during the meditation? We love to hear from everyone. Did everyone feel the same silence and the connection with the Spirit and with the God Almighty that I felt it? So we love to hear from everyone.
Jai Shri Mataji, this is Amrita. Yeah, the meditation was very good and simple thing, like when we did the deep breathing. Yeah, I mean, it is simple, but it had really a profound effect, especially the air element. I mean, we don't pay attention to breathing, and a simple thing like that made so much difference that it just helped the Kundalini come up. I mean, we need to pay more attention to our breathing. So it was very good, very good. Thank you for bringing my attention to that. In our busy day, we just don't pay attention to simple thing like that. So really thank you. That made all the difference today for me, to be honest. Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
Very nice.
So nice to hear, Amrita. Thank you for sharing. So is there anyone? I see some messages for you, John Michel. Sandeep says, beautiful silence, very deep meditation. Sahaja says, thank you, John, for a beautiful and deep meditation. Yes, these are for you. Thank you so much. So, yeah.
Oh no, Kabir.
Jai Shri Mataji. Good to see you, brother.
I am still in France. I'm back.
I knew we would be in heaven meditating with you.
Yeah, I felt very nice. To be honest, I felt very, very good. I felt everyone was definitely settled in Shri Mataji's lap beautiful. It was really nice for me.
Yes, yes,
And
yeah,
I-
yeah.
Thank you, Senai, for bringing Jean-Michel.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. So
Mhm.
nice, sweet surprise. But I agree with you, as you said, it is heavenly to meditate with John Michel. He really put us into really heaven. It was so science, and we really could be able to connect with our spirit so easily, with the simple words. So
Mm.
I agree with you, Kabir. Yeah, it
It's
was,
genuine.
yeah.
you know, we Sinai, we talked before a few days ago about my journey in Sahaja Yoga, and I must say that over the years, it took me a lot of introspection to find out what actually is meditation and how it works, you know. And the more I was looking deeper, the more simple I found it is. Meditation is not difficult to achieve.
Mhm.
It's not difficult. We tend to make it complicated, but it is not. It is not at all.
Isn't it indeed? Yeah. Just I think I mean, as we all experience it, I think that when we stop the thinking, the mind, what we have done or what we have to do it, all those words, all those sentences, whatever if we have it in our mind, when we stop thinking, I think we can really able to feel the silence and the connection, how it is so easy to be connect with ourselves, with the spirit, and with the God Almighty. I think the brain is the most big obstacle.
See, the example is like there is the sea, and the sea is full of water.
Mhm.
And imagine a fisherman wants to reach a place to fish, and he's trying to use how would I say, a big heavy car to get in the ocean. It's not going to work. The only way to work out through the ocean is to float, because the ocean exists, right? So meditation exists everywhere. The whole nature is in meditation. The wind is in meditation. The water is in meditation. The sun is in meditation. So if we simply put our attention on God's creation, it takes us in meditation. When we are in meditation, if we say one mantra, it gives us the fine nerves awakening that takes us to the beautiful lotus of Sahasrara. It doesn't need many mantras. It's really, once we are in meditation, we just say the mantra that will just create the fireworks, and then we're happy. And then next day is better, and then next day is better, and that's it. Simple.
Beautiful, create the fireworks. I would like to add something on it. So even I was sharing with one of the yogi recently, even when you drive and you are driving, maybe you are busy with the traffic, but your attention is on the Sahasrara and with the self, with the spirit. And this is my humble experience. And I would like to really share that when you drive, and even when you look at the very dry tree, and the branch, and it looks so dry, maybe like when you look at it from the other side. But as you said, each living thing, each creation is by the God Almighty, and I see the beauty on that dry tree with the branch, and it's so joy giving. And you see that each creation has their own really that beauty, and you see that beauty of the divine in that dry leaf or dry branch. And it's so joy giving. And when I see it, even the dry Mother Earth or rock, on the rock, such a big rock, but there are some leaves and beautiful color of the flowers. And how it is possible? And maybe you see only the big rock, but you see the small flowers just, sprouting is coming. And I say, please don't let me to lose this eyes to see the beauty of the divine. When I see it, I always ask, and to not to lose this eyes, the way we see it, the way I see it. So yeah, that is my joy.
Sri Ganesha is the carbon atom, and when you see a dry leaf, it goes back to Sri Ganesha to become carbon again, and then generate the earth. You know what I mean? But that's why everything is it goes back to Sri Ganesh. And if we feel Sri Ganesha in our meditation, or if we look at Sri Mataji's feet and we feel the vibrations, this is Sri Ganesha. So all of this creation, this nature, we think it's dead, but it's not dead.
It's not dead. Isn't it? Yes, that's my point. It is dead, but it is not dead. Yes.
It is not dead. It is still vibrating.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful completion. Thank you for this information. Yeah, it is wonderful to know that it goes back to Sri Ganesha, which is carbon element. Very nice knowledge. I didn't know that, honestly. Yeah, very nice. And before, actually, that is another message is there for you, John, Michel, before I miss it. Hari Baya says, I call him Baya. John, voice, I'm so sorry, John, voice itself is meditative. Thanks to you. It's beautiful. I didn't want to miss this message. So, yeah, John, Michel, there's always question, the classic question in this program that we love to hear, we like to ask for each of the guest yogi. How did you start Sahaja? It's so long ago, like 38 years ago, almost, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit, right? And so what brought you to Sahaja? And you were really...
So actually, Kabir was here before. He's probably, I think he's the first, not the first, he's the second Sahaja yogi I've met. Because I was brought to Sahaja yoga by a man called Jean-Luc, and he was from my family. And I was doing some kind of Japanese meditation type before, because I was trying to find my way, but I was not really satisfied with it. It didn't really blow me away, I was still seeking something. And then I met him, and he said to me, look, I'm going to see these friends. They do a meditation. Do you want to come with me? I said, okay. So that's when I met Kabir, because he was there with the group. And so I listened to Sri Mataji's video, and everything she said I thought was true. It felt true. So so they said, look, you can try meditation with us. This is how we do. So I did the self-realization, and it took me into silence, complete silence. For the first time in my life, I felt I was silent for a few seconds. So then I thought, wow, it's different from what I've been doing, but I really felt something. So I went home and I thought, well, it is different from what I've been doing, but it seems to work. So something is right and wrong. I'm not too sure which direction to go to. So for 2 weeks, I didn't do anything. And then 2 weeks later, I thought about it again, and I thought, I will go back once to try this meditation again. If I feel the silence, I might continue. And if I don't feel, then that's it. So I went back and I did it again, and I felt silent again, exactly the same. So then I thought, okay, now I'm going to try again. So I kept going. And I must thank Kabir, who was here, because he must have come a year before me. And I must say that in the beginning, my attention was very weak. I could meditate in a group, but at home I couldn't meditate. My attention could not sustain itself. So every time I was going to the meetings, I remember clearly Kabir was helping me with vibrations in my back, and they were all looking after me. And within a few weeks and a few months, I could feel definitely something starting to shift. And that's how I settled myself in Sahaja.
Yes, very nice, beautiful. And so how about after the self-realization and with, of course, with some regular meditation at the beginning, it might, of course, we can't sit long, or we can't maybe not do meditation very regular, but once we reach to spirit and we become physically, mentally, emotionally, we become one with our spirit. And there was a time that you told me in the public program that you had some maybe strong pain.
Yes.
Yes, I would like just to give a little tip. And what made you to become spirit, and how did that pain went away?
Okay, this is very important. There are two different things. The first thing is when Sri Mataji came to France, it was in July. I think I met Sri Mataji in July 1985. So I was able to go to Paris, and it was June or July. And Sri Mataji was giving a public program, so I came there. And I felt very strong pain in my stomach. And I think it was because of the meditation I was doing before, which was affecting my void. So I was not really aware. Actually, no, it must have been in September. Anyway, whatever. So during the whole program, when Sri Mataji was presenting, I had this pain in the stomach. And towards the end, when Sri Mataji was giving the realization, I felt the pain left me. It just stopped, and I felt cool on my head straight away. So, and then it never came back. I never had this pain again. So later on in the meditation, I got to understand that this was some negativity that left me, that left my body at that point. And it allowed me to get deeper into Sahaja. Mm-hmm. The second thing that you mentioned is when I become the spirit, this took a bit longer, because the fact that I was feeling the silence encouraged me to keep meditating and find about myself more. I was still regularly doubting a little bit, asking questions whether is Sahaja the absolute knowledge? Is it the right path? From time to time, I had these questions crossing, and I had to. So I started. Kabir was doing the same, I think, at that time also. I started buying books about Hindu religion, because I wanted to understand the origin of yoga and try to understand the religions, how this came about. So I've been really reading quite a bit about Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, to find out where Sahaja Yoga works amongst all of this. But the meditation did it for me, definitely. That's the meditation that kept me going deeper and deeper, and verify every time. Mm-hmm. Silence is coming, relaxation is here. And the more we meditated together, the challenge was, who is Sri Mataji? And that's took a bit of time to really settle, but it was easy at the same time, because Sri Mataji is so loving that it's easy to connect to Sri Mataji, but then it has to be brought back to the big picture of God Almighty, evolution of the world. And this took a few months to really settle. And that's when I went to India. I think that everything came back together for me. In India was magical. The picture I have next to me of Shri Mataji was taken in India in 1986. And that was the end of a puja in Sri Rampur. And I was completely in Sahasrara, completely one with Shri Mataji that time. And I just took my camera and I took a photo because I felt so joyful. And that's it. So
it's so wonderful. I would like to actually share that picture so that everyone can see clearly. Here, is it on? Oops. Okay. So. Okay, so I will go my download page. Just could you please wait for me? Yeah, this is the one, right, Michel, John? That
yes.
you this picture, yeah.
Yes, that's this photograph. And this puja was Sri Mataji, in this puja, Sri Mataji, so it was next to Krishna River. So it was definitely connected to the Vishuddhi Chakra, but Sri Mataji was speaking a lot about Sri Lalita Chakra and Sri Chakra. She was describing all these qualities, and that was, for me, that was one of the first pujas where I went very, very, very deep, like very, very connected. It was magical.
It's beautiful picture and it's so clear, it's so real, like it's Sri Mataji is sitting on the chair.
You know what happened is that actually I was I was so joyful, so silent. When we finished the aarti, everyone did namaskar, and I was looking at Sri Mataji. I could not move. I was just looking at her. And then I took photo, and I was not moving. And then I was the only one standing, and then Sri Mataji did like this, and I said, oh. Then I did namaskar because I forgot. I was so impressed. It was unbelievable.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Really nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. So John Michel, actually John Michel is one of the very famous in Sahaj family. One of famous meaning is one of the famous Sahaj band, which is the Music of the Joy, and he played many percussions and instruments. And he was in this group, and I'm sure many Sahajis, they know him. And the group name is Music of Joy, and I would like to pause in our conversation, John Michel, if it is okay, and I would like to share some of the videos, how it is so joyful. And but of course, if you remember at the very beginning of the program, one of the video that I shared, that was the Music of the Joy. If you all remember, I share many videos beginning of our program starts, and they are all from the Music of the Joy. Isn't it how it gives so much joy? Maybe Jean-Michel, before we start, you can tell something about this group, how the music really helping, how it is so joyful when we listen and when we watch you all. What's the magic on that?
Okay, so when in France, when I was when I settled in Sahaja again, I just want to give you this little thing. So one day in a meditation, it was probably 6 months after my realization, I was going to a meeting in a hall in Montpellier, and Kabir was here with other yogis. And I remember very clearly, that's the moment I became a Sahaja yogi. I was meditating in a group of 20 people, and Kabir was working on my back, giving me vibrations. And that time, I don't know if someone told me to relax or if I did spontaneously, but I just relaxed completely. I didn't expect anything. And at that point, I felt my attention went deep, 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 deep inside me. Deep, deep, at the deepest level. And I could feel at one point that it touched my roots. It touched my roots. And at that time, I thought, well, this is the truth. I just knew. Anyway, so when this was established in me, I lived in an ashram with Kabir and other yogis. We were about 10 people. And in this collective living, I developed everything I know today in Sahaj. It just helped me so much. And at that time, Kabir, who was a musician and a singer, suggested to us that we create a bhajan group. So we did. We started. I never played music before. I never sang before. So we started playing bhajans together. And then one day we went to Sri Mataji and she gave us a name for the group. It was Nirmal Band. So for a few years, I was involved as a percussionist in this group, of music group. I was singing a little bit as well. And then I moved to Australia a few years later, and then I arrived in Sydney, and then they had this Music of Joy group. And I was just sitting there one night in the collective meditation program, and they were playing music. And honestly, I was blasted away. I felt so much joy and depth inside me. I was really so impressed. I went to John and I said to him, look, do you mind if I play some bells? I just wanted to take part. And that's how I started playing music with them. And that was such a joyful moment I mean, with any Sahaja, when we play together, it's out of devotion to Sri Mataji. And when we do it with that purpose, it's always magical.
Isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jean-Michel. And there is one video. Is quite long, but if you don't mind, Jean-Michel, I will do share a few minutes some of the part, and then I will just forward, and then I will just go on, because I would like to give the idea or about this music of the joy, how they travel many countries and what they have done and what kind of music they were singing or playing together, and the joy of the collectivity and integrating or connecting with all the seekers of the truth in this program, in this tour, how it was. So I would like to show it. Of course, it's quite long, but I will just keep forwarding. And then in between, maybe if you like to explain or later about this program, which is Asia Tour. So what year was it about in 2000?
This one was I think the first one was in 2010. So I think that's the one you are going to play, 2010.
2010. Okay, so that is so beautiful, and please enjoy it, and so you will see why this name is given, the Music of Joy, by watching them. So I believe you all will feel in your heart, and then maybe you will feel to dance also. So over here right now.
Number 37, your aircraft there for the passengers now waiting immediate departure.
Blah 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 blah.
The great tour has started.
With the ramrod.
So we have many newcomer, and for some period of time we don't have our center for stable yogi. But tomorrow we will have a new center.
Wow.
Hi.
So after last year's programs, what kind of response did we get?
A very good response. Yeah. The collectives doubled, more or less. And the vibrations just showed that spreading Mother's love around China is the way to go.
The thing about being here actually is you just have to enjoy yourself and don't have to think. Just go where you're told, get on the bus, go to this hotel, sing there, sleep there. No problem. It's good.
And just try to focus your attention, your concentration point where your hand is.
将你的注意力呢放在你的手心的位置上，看你有什么感觉。
Enjoy the relaxation process, the meditation.
Meditation, yeah. We did. It's a little bit too long, but I don't think so. I think it's proper and I think it's really relaxing. I thought a lot about myself, about what I'm doing, why I'm so stressful, what life is about.
That's great.
And this is just what I needed at this point in my life. And I really want to come and live here in China. Thank you.
In the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us.
Yes, that's all. Of course, it's so beautiful to watch, but I try to, bring some of the part, and so I hope you all enjoyed. And whoever would like to actually continue or from the beginning without cutting, so definitely at the end of the program or now also I can share with you all. So that will be, that you can really feel how it was so wonderful, this program. So please tell us, John Michel, what was the purpose of that you were all traveling all of the places with your group?
So I think Shrimataji mentioned several years ago, like many years ago, she mentioned to the Australians that they should help Asia in general. So it came to the attention of John Smiley is the leader of this group of Music of Joy, and he's got a very special quality, is that he doesn't judge anyone. Like whoever wants to join the group, whether musician or singer, whether you sing well or you don't sing well, he doesn't judge anyone. Everyone is welcome. So this is very important, because he has been allowing the group to form and to sustain itself over the years. And we are a group of about 40 Sahaja Yogis, and we are never the same. Like some singers are not available, others take it on. So it's not like one group of 10 or 15 people, it's about 40 to 50, and it's just constantly moving, changing. So the idea was to go to Asian countries to do programs. And we thought, well, why not do it with music? Because in China, for example, it's not easy to come and say, we are a meditation group, we want to teach meditation. So we came as a music group with meditative music. And it worked very well. People in Guangzhou, in Chengdu, responded so well to the vibrations. In Vietnam also, in Taiwan, unbelievable. The response from the people was so tremendous. For us, it changed us ourselves. It was magical and unbelievable.
Wow, it's beautiful. And I liked that joke. I don't know if everyone noticed it. Who says that the Hong Kong people dance? But it is so the way this beautiful humor, that because this group Joy of the Music, of course, after that, the main thing I believe, isn't it? Please tell me, John Michel, after the self-realization, when we start, actually when the Kundalini enlightens our spirit in that moment, and the joy, the absolute joy comes, even at the very beginning. So your music and their self-realization at the same time, I believe that it created so much joy within, and they want to express it. They wanted to express it, I guess, right?
Yeah, for us, when we were playing, I remember very clearly when we were playing, the level of joy and thoughtless awareness was so strong for us. I feel the same after puja, is that the vibrations are so much in the heart. It's like filling us up. We cannot go to sleep after that. We were charged like a battery. All of us, we kept joking, and even after the concert, we kept singing on the bus sometimes, because the energy was so strong.
Even I in the bus also, you keep singing. You don't singing, right?
Honestly, these tours, there was no ego issues between people. It just went very smoothly. We had problems, like sometimes we miss the bus, the plane is late, we don't have food, we don't have sleep, all sorts of issues you have in a trip like this. But all in all, it really worked very smoothly, and we enjoyed a lot. And we did it 5 times over 5 years. We started with Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, China, the first time, yes, and Thailand and Malaysia. And the second tour, we focused on China only. And after that, we went back in different places.
Yeah. Wow. So nice. And please let us know if anything like that, any tour is coming. Please let all of us to know that we can also participate with this.
Yeah. So there is a tour coming up in India for the 100 years birthday of Shri Mataji. So there is a tour, Music of Joy tour, organized in India, and that's overseas. But in Australia, we have a fair that's coming up in a few weeks' time. We're going to one place for 2 days. We're going to sing, give realization. It's like in a country town away from the big cities. So that's what we do. And I think the idea was to go back to Vietnam also at some point. We thought last year we were going to Africa, but it didn't work out.
Okay, that's nice. 2 weeks or 3 weeks is quite a short time, but later, definitely, I'm sure if we know like longer time, and then we can prepare ourselves. But yes, it will be so wonderful to be part of this group and help all of you.
Everybody welcome.
Yes,
for sure.
Thank you so much. So, Jean-Michel, one question is coming to me that about the pure attention, that many of us sometimes we get struggle on that, maybe. So how do you have the pure attention within? And so what is the big obstacle to have this pure attention on our right Svadhisthana? I remember one of your experience actually that so when you were trying to design, actually Jean-Michel is an architect, and so remember that one point that you had so much in your mind, but something was stopping you, you are not able to design it. What was what happened? What made you to be concentrate or to bring your pure attention within? So we really love to hear, and I believe it will be really helpful for all of us with your experience.
Yeah, it's actually a miracle that it's a miracle that fixed me, because I cannot explain it otherwise. It's like when I came to Sahaja Yoga, I was a student in architecture and in the second year, and funnily enough, I had a lot of ideas. I was interested in arts and everything, but funnily enough, whenever I had a blank page in front of me, I could not put on paper anything. It was like I had a blockage. So it was a big issue for me, because I was supposed to study architecture, but I could not succeed because I could not express whatever I was feeling. So, I didn't know how to work it out. And after receiving my self-realization, I think it was probably 6 months later, or maybe more, maybe a year later, I invited another yogi to my home, and he stayed there with me. And one morning, we just spontaneously did a puja to Sri Nirmala Vidya. I remember clearly. Nirmala Vidya and Mahakali. it just happened like this. We did a small puja. We offered this to Sri Mataji. And a couple of days later, I was talking to some people, and I found myself in a position where I was creating spontaneous poetry. It never happened to me like this before. And I was making jokes, which I never would be able to do. It's just, I could feel a change in me. Something was happening in the way I was expressing myself. And then the next time we had an assignment at uni, I started drawing something, and it had so many ideas flowing from to me. So I was able to express all of this. And then I found out that this creativity that suddenly was unlocked, I couldn't stop it anymore. It was like a tap that was open. I had ideas on everything. I could fix my car, which I was not able to before. I found solutions to problems. So this was like a miracle. The Swadhisthana Chakra, who is managing the creativity within us, somehow Sri Mataji unlocked it for me, and it's just worked out. So I didn't have to learn how to do things. It's just got unlocked for me. So that was a very key element in the expression of my creativity. But the attention itself, the power to focus, the power to be silent in meditation, this took more effort. It took an effort with introspection, really find out how it is operating within me, how to separate the mind from the spirit. So this took several years at that time. And I stayed at Belapur Washi Hospital for 3 weeks, many years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. And this gave me some very key elements to definitely settle myself on the spirit. It was a very important step in my evolution, I would say. This is very important. That's most important. If we can work out our attention, it means that our heart can work. Because attention, the value of attention is to unlock the heart, is to relax the heart, to let the heart express itself, to let us see the spirit in everything. This is the power of attention. It's not about stopping thinking. It's about giving us power to see the joy in everything. This is the power of attention. This is the power of attention. That's why Music of Joy was so good for me, because I had evolved on these attention issues, and then I arrived in Australia, and Music of Joy is the expression of this joy, which I was able to feel, appreciate, and contribute. That was magical.
Yes, indeed, indeed. And I love it that the way you said, when the pure attention unlocks the heart, and that you become the spirit. That is beautiful. Unlock the heart, and you are in the heart, and you are just stuck on that. It means our mind becomes our spirit becomes our mind, not the brain's. Brain doesn't anymore controls us, and the spirit start to control us. This conclusion, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is. It is beautiful. It is the reality. This is the true meaning of living, is to become that. Without this, we are all trying something, but we are beside the reality. We are not in the reality.
Yes, indeed. And so we can again go back to this joy of the music group, that we can feel in the way everyone is able to express this joy of the divine music, and how it is really reflecting everyone's heart. First of all, you all establish this joy of the divine in your heart. As you said, the pure attention of divine enters the heart, which unlocks the heart, and then you're just able to express it because you are already able to feel it, and we all also able to get to this beauty of the joy of the divine, the way you express, the way you sing, the way you dance, the way you said maybe the jokes or humor, so that we saw it in the program. So I think that this is the absolute joy of the divine, and the way you express it. I think this is our tip or advice, humble advice, that we have to stop thinking. The spirit has to control the mind, not the mind is controlling us.
And the other element that is important for Music of Joy is the collectivity. Without collectivity, there would not be Music of Joy. This group works out because of the power of collectivity. Every individual in this group, but Music of Joy is not Music of Joy. It is, we should call it, Sahaja Yoga Music group, because Music of Joy is one little thing, but every Sahaja Yogi are the same. We are all musicians in our own ways. The power of collective bhajans or collective music is the individual has this desire to become collective, to become giving to others, to become sharing to others, to become forgiving to others. This is the power of collectivity. Once we have that power of collectivity and that desire within us, then Music of Joy is possible. That's how it worked out, is attention, but also collectivity.
Very nice, thank you. Now, when you said attention, John Michel, one thing reminds me, one of the your experience about attention, about to become the witness, how we can become the witness, even the person or when the people are not right, or when they are actually forcing ourselves in any situation, how we can be witness without reaction, and how we can be witness without maybe argument. So as a relaxed soul, how we do it? Maybe with one of your experience, you can tell us.
I got a good experience. Yeah, I shared it with you. It is one of the most important things that Shimataji gave me. She gave me a power that day, and this happened in Montpellier. I lived in ashram at that time. I had an issue with someone in the ashram, and that person was putting a lot of pressure on me. This is what happens in collectivity, is that we have to evolve with each other. And the beauty of living in collectivity is that any kind of defect that we have somehow is reflected through other people and sent back to us. So then we evolve that way. Anyway, I was fairly new in Sahaja Yoga, and this person was putting pressure on me, especially the ego side. And I was kind of shy at that time. I was working a lot on my left Vishuddhi, the guilt, escape and all of this. So I didn't know how to face that. It was making me miserable. I was like, it was suffering. And one day I decided to tell that person off, and I told that person anything I had to say about, you should not do this, it's not good, this, that, and I was a bit shouting, actually. And then the next morning, I wake up, I go to the bathroom to wash my face, and I look in the mirror. I was covered with a rash. I was red everywhere. My whole chest and throat was red, and I thought, wow, I've got this sickness. I just got a virus or something. But I was not having any fever. I had nothing else. I just had this rash. So after a little while, I started thinking, well, where does this come from? I could not understand. So I went to the meditation room to meditate. And then just out of, I just had this intuition. I was talking to Sri Mataji and I said to her, Sri Mataji, is this caused by what I've done last night, talking harshly to that person? So I pulled my ears just in case. I pulled my ears and I finished my meditation. And then I went back to the bathroom for washing my hands or something. And the rush was gone. Just half an hour later, it was finished, disappeared. So then I understood, well, I had this issue because I was speaking harshly to someone who was actually putting pressure on me. So I had a good reason to react, but the reaction was not the right thing to do. So then I had to find out, how can I deal with this without destroying myself? So I was looking, I was meditating, I was asking Sri Mataji to guide me. And then somehow she gave me the intuition that when anyone puts pressure on me or anything aggresses me, the way not to destroy myself and not to become guilty about it, not to, it's a fine line. And she suggested to me, just shift your attention to something that gives you joy. When something hurts you and puts you down, keep it straight and shift your attention to something or someone that gives you joy. So the next few days, I tried this. Every time something was putting pressure on me or aggressing me, or blowing up my ego, instead of reacting and arguing, I remember very clearly, I was watching my attention, I was shifting it, I was looking straight, but my attention was shifting to the joyful bits. And I tried myself every day like this, and it worked. It worked so well that I could live with anyone, and I was always happy, even if there are issues I had to work on. I was recharged every time. I was able to face things and evolve. That was a very important tip that Sri Mataji gave me. It's a power, actually.
Wow, beautiful. It's so nice. So it means we really need to put our enlightened attention, what we are lacking for, or what we are facing for, even though we are right. But the way we are acting or the way we are reacting with our behavior or with our voice, with our attitude, even we are right, but still as a pure spirit, it's not supposed to be the way we react, right? So that's wonderful, and it's so nice.
You know what's important is that this works for the attention, but the same applies to if you read the 100 names of one deity, which is, say, one chakra, you look at Sri Ganesha's 108 names, and you can find out all the qualities of Sri Ganesha. And when we read these names, we can see the names that where we have issues on in our own self. We can see, when we read these names, we can identify where we have some weaknesses. So once we have identified the weaknesses, we need to apply the same principle. How am I going to feed myself, feed my chakras, without using the ego or the conditionings? How can I? So we need to ask Sri Mataji, talk to her, and find out, using Sahaja methods, not through the mind. We have to find a different way. And if we can do this, if we practice this, we become champions of Sahaja Yoga, because this is where the joy comes from. We got to learn how it works. That's all.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much, John Michel, for this experience that I believe it really helpful for everyone, that how we control our reaction, how we control our mind and where we need to put our attention and what the desire should be. These are the beautiful tips that that everyone, I'm sure, that already kept in their mind, and you brought it in our enlightened attention, John Michel. Thank you so much. And I know I'm keep talking, but I would like to ask anyone if there is any question for you, John Michel, and I would like to hand over to them. I know some of us left because over here is night, but I know there are 8 or 9 people, yogis already watching, keep watching from the YouTube also. I will check in my YouTube. If there is any question or if anyone would like to share anything with John Michel, please do it. I want to hand over to you all. Okay, I'm going to check my YouTube. Okay, so I think everyone wants to listen you, John Michel. So let's see one more time. I'm checking. Okay, so yeah, so no question over here too, but some 8 people already watching. John Michel has so many pictures. I know we are crossing our time, but I really would love to share with you all. And in between, please, John Michel, please explain some of the pictures if you need to tell anything. And in the same time, I know it's night over here, but if anyone has to leave, please do not hesitate to leave. To leave. But you can always watch the recording if you have to leave now. But now whoever is able to be with us and enjoy with those pictures, and it's so wonderful moments that John Michel is going to share with us. So I will turn off my
One of our concerts in Asia.
Okay, what year was it, this John Michel?
This one probably 2012.
2012, yes. Yeah, it looks so
I
good.
think so.
You are on the back, you are playing, what you are playing over there?
I'm playing, I would be playing, maybe I play the sticks. I play the clap sticks sometimes on the certain songs. I play chimta, the long instrument, metal instrument, on the fast songs.
Yes.
I play the manjira, the small bells from India, and I have also this chimes. So I was using these instruments depending on the song, and I play tambourine as well.
Oh, very nice. So we will see those pictures now. Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's the chimta.
Yes.
Yes, see, 2012.
Yes. That's very nice. And we see the timing also.
Yes. So this was every time, that was in Guangzhou, I believe in 2011. And every time after, at the end of the song Jogawa, we always ask the audience to feel the Kundalini over their head.
Can you please remind us what is the Jogawa meaning?
Jogawa means it's like asking the Kundalini to awaken. We're asking, please rise, please rise.
Yes.
It's a very powerful song for self-realization.
Yes.
That was probably the same program.
I look at this little child, how he looks so happy, and who has a red shirt. So sweet.
The response was amazing in China. It was really good. That was in Chengdu. Chengdu is in the center, more to the west in China. And very powerful meditations we had there. The heart of the people very open. They're very, very joyful. The collectivity, the Chinese Sahaja yogis, very, very nice people.
Yes. Look at all these beautiful smiles. So everyone looks so joyful.
Very nice. We were very blessed. This was, this might have been in Vietnam, this one. So that's the clapsticks I was talking about. That's a traditional musical instrument in Australia. It's made of wood that really has a very great sound.
Yes, yes, and I see the musical joy group behind you.
That's right. It's the backdrop.
So,
yes. So that's the chimta again.
Is if I would like to add something on this, if you all feel you are in so much meditation when you are playing the chimta, this is so wonderful picture when I saw it the first time. We must be in meditation, right?
For me, because I am not a musician at the beginning. I came to music because of Sahaja Yoga, and whenever I feel joy, I want to play. If I was not feeling the joy within me, I don't think I would play any instrument, to be honest. If for some reason I was not feeling the joy, I would not have the desire to play. So when I play, I am really one with the music. We are a group, so we have the singers on one side, we have the saxophone, we have the tabla, the dolak, we have the guitars, sometimes we have the sitar. All of this together, my attention is on this, on the joy within us, on Srimataji, and the sasra is open, and I feel the joy, and I just play in that joy, trying to bring something more to it, like the percussion's characteristics is that it brings this little extra tingling or that gives you the joy. It's when I feel the joy, I play. If I was not feeling the joy, I would not play.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so nice, and it brings you into meditation.
Definitely, that's for sure. That's for sure. You know, after we play, sometimes with the other musicians, we look at each other, and it's like we are in one with each other, because I can feel the guitar when he plays. I feel the sitar, and it's just beautiful.
Yes, it is like you are completely into Sahasrara on this picture.
Yeah.
And the next.
That was in Thailand. It's just we met these are traditional musicians, and we met them in a hall, and we told them we were musicians, and I said to them, look, why don't we play together? So we sat down and played a bit of music together. They play traditional Thai music.
So they look so pure and innocent. And look at this picture.
That's another one.
Like you are completely into Sahasrara in this picture.
So this one was taken I think in Nepal or India. We did a tour in Nepal, I think in 2015 or 16 or 17 or something like this. We went to Nepal and India.
And you told about this mother's picture, but again, if you like to say anything about the Srimataji's picture, please.
So this one in Sri Rampur, 1986. That was beautiful setting. The Sahaja is very nice. It was this puja was organized by villagers in a small place in India, and it was just magical. Just magical. The purity of the people, the purity of the place. It's a place where Sri Krishna came and walked on the bank of the river. We had a swim in the river, and we did offer this puja to Sri Mataji. It was just magical.
Beautiful.
So I took this photo in Australia, in the middle of Australia at Uluru, this big rock that looks like an elephant. And we did this trip to Uluru with 16 people, 16 yogis for 3 days. We went in the morning to meditate and in the evening to meditate there. And I just felt immense joy with like meditating in front of this, what we call a rock, but it's not a rock. I felt it's a living being. When I came back from Uluru, I told everyone, this is not a rock, it's a living being. It is Sri Ganesha for sure. Every day we had a different experience, a different emotion. It was unbelievable. I encourage every Sahaja, if you have the power to travel, to come stay a couple of days and meditate there. It's a Swayambhu, it's a special place. It's in the middle of the country. There is nothing else. It's just that rock.
Yes, beautiful. And also Sri Mataji confirm, isn't it, that this is the Swayambhu of Sri Ganesha?
Yes, she did. And you can feel it. When you go there as a yogi, you can feel.
Yes, yeah. And you are in front of this rock.
Rock. So this was next to Uluru. There is another place called Katajuta, and Katajuta is I didn't show some photos here, but it's a few domes, the big rocks, a few domes, round rocks, and they express Sri Adishakti, the mother, the divine mother. So Uluru is Sri Ganesha, and this place expresses the divine mother. And what we felt, so at Uluru, I felt the joy, a lot of joy. In Katajuta, I felt a lot of cool, a lot of space, a lot of cool. That was what we felt there.
Very nice. And Katajuta is the, I think, native language in Australia, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
Do you know the meaning?
Katajuta. I think I wouldn't want to say something wrong, so I will not say, because, but I think Katajuta means, actually, I think it means wind or something like this. I think it has a meaning to do with wind, and I think Uluru has a meaning, I think, to do with the snake.
Oh,
but I would not be sure. I would have to check again.
Okay, no worries. And John Michel, we always ask the guest yogis to find the excuse to bring them to second program. Whenever you can come to second program for our leading the meditation, and so same in that time, maybe you can share to us about the meaning of the Uluru.
Yes, I will do that, and I will bring more. I have more photos to show, and yes, definitely, I would be happy to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, this will be our excuse for you to find out, and then for us to ask you to come back this program.
Yes, of course, I would be pleased to do that.
Yes, thank you. It will be our great honor to have you again. And those percussions instruments that you play.
So basically, on the left side, these are the Indian bells, which we call Manjura, and I usually use different set of bells because they have different tones. So with the arti, I use the small ones at the front for the arti usually because it fits well with the arti. And the other ones, they have a long sound, and I use them for different type of sound of songs. The maracas I use for songs like JJ Bolo, this type of songs. And the chimes I use with the very meditative, slow songs. Yeah, and the tambourine. Yeah.
Yes. And John Michel, can you please tell us quickly? I mean, the quickly meaning is like, if you remember, you said when you were in India and you got one of the bell or one of the instrument yourself, or just so, and then suddenly you found yourself into music or into Sahaja collective music group. How did work, or how did it happen? Can you please tell us?
So I went on my first India tour in 1986, and this tour for me was the best holiday of my life. It was I was enjoying every minute. I didn't have any issue. I was not sick. Everything went very well, and I was enjoying every minute of this tour. And this was for 4 weeks. We were doing a tour of the center of India in Maharashtra with Sri Mataji. And along this tour, we were stopping from time to time to do some shopping, buy a few souvenirs and things. And we stopped in Nasik. And in Nasik, I went to a shop, a musical instrument shop. And I saw these, I think they were quite old, but they big bells. They are not shown on this photograph, but I have bought big bells, bigger bells that give a very long sound. They are made of brass, so they're a bit heavier. And I just found this beautiful. So I bought 2 sets of these bells, and I brought them back with me. And in the tour, at some point, we went to Ganapati Pule, and one night, Sri Mataji we had a musical evening with Sri Mataji, and there was Baba Mama and the musicians, and they were playing bhajans, and I had these 2 bells with me, which I'd never used before. And while they were playing bhajans, I was trying to see how they were playing, and I was hitting my bells like this, ding, ding, trying to follow the rhythm. I've never had played this before in my life. I never had touched the bells. And then Sri Mataji looked at me, and she saw me play these bells. And then with her hand, she calls me, and she asked me to come to the stage. So I was a bit surprised because I was not sure it was me, but she said, yes, come. So I came close to her, and she said to me, sit. So she made me sit next to her. And then she said, play. she asked me to play the bells. I was a bit embarrassed because I never knew what to do, but she said, no, play. So I was doing just ding, 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 following the rhythm like this. And she kept me there for maybe 3-4 minutes. And then she told me, oh, you can go back and sit back there. So I went back. But what happened is when I came back to France after that tour, that's when Kabir proposed us to start this bhajan practice together. And then everyone was, one is a guitarist, one is a singer, one is a flute player. And I didn't know what I could do in that group. And they said to me, why don't you play the bells? So that's how I started to play. And then it's just, it's like Sri Mataji gave me the hint. This is what you should play. That's how I started.
So sweet, very nice memory. Thank you, John Michel, for sharing it. It's really joy-giving. Yes, sorry, I thought I missed another picture, but yeah.
So this photograph is in Pratishthan in India. In 2006, 2007, in 2006, Sri Mataji came to Australia, and I was invited by Sir CP to participate in the design of the extension of ISPS school. At that time, Sri Mataji was not speaking. She stopped speaking for a few years, and in 2006 she was not speaking. So somehow Sir CP knew I was an architect, and Sir CP and Sri Mataji invited me to come and meet them. And then Sir CP asked me specifically, would you like to go to ISPS school, look at what is needed, and make a proposal for it, a design? So I did go to ISPS, where I had my 2 children at that time. I went to ISPS, I looked at the buildings, took lots of photos, took some measurements, and then back to Sydney, I designed something. And then in 2007, at Easter time, we all went to Pratishthan in India to present Sri Mataji the project. So I was on that photograph. I was showing Sri Mataji what we thought would be good to build and how it would work. And surprisingly, for the first time in 4 years, Sri Mataji started speaking. She started asking questions, and everybody was surprised. And then, so I presented everything to Sri Mataji. And then there was a puja, and Sri Mataji did a talk at this puja. We were all crying. It was like a new a resurrection, kind of. It was very unbelievable. And then I went back to Australia, and then a few days later, somehow we discovered that they gave me the wrong site. So the design I had done was not usable because I was designing on the wrong property. So we had to do it all again. And within a few weeks, we redesigned everything. And then we presented it again, and Sri Mataji approved it. She said, yes, that's what we should have. And it was built.
Beautiful. So nice to know all those, the experience, the knowledge actually behind of it. Like ISPS, but I would like to say ISPS is in Himalaya and one of the Sahaja school. And some of us, they call Dharamshala or Dharamsala. So John Michel is talking about this school that as an architect, how it worked, and in the behind of this school, what was happening. It's so nice to know. I never heard it before, John Michel. It's so nice to know, actually. Thank you so much for sharing.
So what happened is that school was actually established by Sri Mataji and built a few years before that. I think it was around 2005 or something like this, or even before, probably around 2000. And so Sri Mataji established that school, but in 2006 there was a need for expansion because there were more pupils coming, more Sahaja Yogi's children were coming. So the design I had done in 2006 was to build a gymnasium and a new classroom building. Mm-hmm. There were already 3 buildings on the property, and I designed 2 new buildings at that time.
Very nice. And this was the end. Yes. Okay. That's it. Yeah, it's so wonderful to see all those pictures, John Michel. And there is one message for you, actually, from Ronan. She says that thank you so much for today's program. It was such a joy to meet my brother, John Michel, again, with whom we shared a lot of music too. Sri Mataji bless us, truly, forever grateful. This is for you. Can I ask, Ronan is from which country?
He's French, okay. From France. He lives near Paris, But at that time, we lived together in south of France. When I started Sahaja Yoga, we were in south of France.
I see, yes. And because she's not there in the program right now, because this was in the chat box in the Zoom, and I don't see her name. Yeah, so.
I think he left, yes, it's too late.
Yeah. So, John Michel, it's so wonderful to have you. There are many things to share and to talk with you that you shared with me earlier in the first meeting. And I know time is not enough. Oh, I know that we crossed the time over here, 11:30 in the night. So I know it's a late afternoon for you. It is 6:30.
No, it is 4:30.
4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, yeah, close to your dinner time is coming for you. But it's so nice to have you. Thank you really so much for all your time, for all your effort, and bringing all those beautiful pictures and the knowledge and all those memories that you share with us today. We really appreciate it, and we really love to have you again in this program.
I would love to come back and share Shri Mataji's blessings with all of us. It's we all learn from each other. We all grow together. It's a whole creation that is moving towards the freedom of the spirit. It's a beautiful movement that Shri Mataji has started of awakening the whole earth. The whole humanity. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Every time, every year, we see a little bit more opening in the world. It's the next few years will be even more magical. I know.
Yes, yes. You say so wonderful that that we learn together. That is actually in each program, every collective meditation, but especially in this program, by bringing or asking, requesting all these Sahaja yogis from different countries, and you all bring lots of knowledge and experience and memories and the joy that we learn together. And with you today, we had the same experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Please keep in touch and take care and have a wonderful evening, rest of the day. And you are loved to everyone, your family, from all of us from here.
Yes, and you are all very welcome to come to Australia if you want or if you can. You are very welcome to come to a Music of Joy tour if you want to. And let me know where you live and I will come and see you next time I travel.
Thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. Definitely. But this is not only for me, for everyone, right, John Michel?
Yes, it's for, of course. Everyone. Of course, it's for everyone.
Exactly. So I meant, actually, I know you meant everyone, but I want to, give this.
Yes,
everyone.
Of course.
Just for everyone, and whoever make it, and we can all go maybe travel together in this beautiful occasion when they are doing, and it will be so joyful. And before I say again goodbye, and is there anyone would like to speak with John, Michel, or want to ask anything? So we have a few more minutes. So I see Sandeep says, thanks a lot, John Michel. And John Michel, yes. And JM says, oh, you are the J.
Me, yes, I am JM, Jean Michel.
I'm so sorry. I'm so, then I think, my mind. Night, please forgive me. Okay, John Michel, have a wonderful evening to you, and lots of love to you again. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Jai Shri Mataji.
Okay, my dears, so thank you so much again being with us today. I know many of us left, but whoever is here and whoever is watching us from YouTube and again, and who was there at the beginning of the program, I really want to thanks to all of you that you were with us, that we had the same joy and the same connection and lots of learning today, and I really appreciate for all your time. Have a wonderful night and have a wonderful day to you all, wherever you all are, and lots of love to you all. Jai Shri Mataji. Bye.